Well, I've got some new stuff for the Windows 98 Socket 370 machine. This is a Socket 7 370 cooler with fan. It's K5 2 and 3, or K6 2 and 3, Socket 370 Celeron, and PGA Pentium 3 to 800 megahertz. Now I don't know why that says to 800. Maybe the heatsink's not big enough to handle the 900 gigahertz processors, which I have P3s at 933 and 1000. But I also trash picked a Celeron out of one of the local recycle places. So I'm going to put that in there, throw some paste on it, and see what speed that is, and probably just run with that and not take a chance on that cooler, although I'm sure it could handle a higher grade Pentium. I do have another cooler coming. This one just got here first, and we're going to try this one out. In addition to that, I did get some 128 meg 133 sync DRAM. We'll see if that'll boot. And I have a 64 meg stick in here that I know will boot because I have tested that prior. But I'm going to pop that out and pop in 2 sticks of 128 and see if that'll boot. So let me get this heatsink out and on here, and we'll see if it'll turn on. Don't ever let anybody tell you quality does not make a difference, and in some cases, non-manufacturer doesn't make a difference. That standard heatsink had a plastic tab on it that held the heatsink to the processor. This one had a metal tab. The plastic tab, which had a wide piece with a little lip on it, would not grab. I could not make it grab at all. That also does not move nearly as much as the stock heatsink did. This thing went on very easy, very simple. There's a little bit of play in the metal which helps it out a little bit. And that thing is on there good and tight and is not going anywhere, and would also be a heck of a lot easier to get off if I wanted to change processors. So I'm going to get the RAM out in there, hook it up, and see what happens. See if we can get lucky and it'll post. Hopefully it will. Okay, I'm going to start with the known good 64 meg chip, since that one I have gotten the system at least to post with, just playing with it. However, right now, okay, so what's the deal? It's posted once with this memory, though not this processor. Okay, I'm going to play with this for a little bit here. Hang on. Okay, so it wouldn't boot with the Celeron that I had trash picked. It wouldn't boot, just did the same black screen again. Then when I'd press the power switch, it would not do anything at all. And actually, looks like it may be going to end up doing it again here. Hang on, let's see if it's going to turn on and stay on. Okay, it's going to turn on and stay on. Because it was turning on for about a second and then turning back off again. So I pulled the CMOS battery, reset the CMOS, and is it going to go? Does not look like it. Looks like we're back to more of the same. Okay. Oh wait, was that a error message? Hang on, that looks like an error message. It wants to really wait. There we go. It did for a second pop up, so I would assume it's looking for a boot device. Okay. In that case, I am going to go install the drives and peripherals. Hit boot failure, system halted. Excellent, so it is working. let's see if I can pop a reset and get into the setup here. Well, I'll get into the setup in a minute after I put some drives in here and see if we can get moving a little bit more. Okay, everything is in and connected with the hard drive, the CD drive, and powered up and verified everything's good. So I'm going to this keyboard. Save changes, yes. And then the Windows 98 CD is in there. And interesting thing, I turned Quiet Boot off, obviously, because I want to see what it's doing. And it takes its sweet time counting memory. The one in the server takes its sweet time counting memory, although that'll count to a gig quicker than this will count to 256, but... And I'm also going to test the reset button here very quickly. Good, it works. Then I'll just escape out and let me enter setup real quick. It is weird to hear a floppy drive scan when the system boots. It's been a while since I've heard that. Interesting. It's not finding the CD-ROM drive. Interesting. Okay. Well, I know it's working. So let me double check the jumpers. I shouldn't both have them set to master, but I'll double check the jumpers and get back with you. Alright, everything is in and set. I do have the CPU latch on the correct side, so it's not interfering with the RAM. The problem with the CD-ROM drive, the drive itself would not recognize in the BIOS, so I swapped a drive that I had laying around, and that recognized fine. So I'm going to turn it up on its end, put the CD in, and see if we can get Windows installed on here. Now, if I recall from the last time that I installed 98, you either can't get to F-Disk from the startup, or it's not on the, let's see. Aha, it is on. Excellent. Didn't used to be. So let's look at partition information. Primary DOS, 198, 485, okay, I'm going to delete that. Delete primary, yes. WIN98, yes. Okay. Here's what I want to look at. Is this should be 120 gig, but I want to double check. Since this is just a test, play around kind of a thing, I'm going to create a 120 gig FAT32 partition and see just what happens. Just for the heck of it. It doesn't want to focus. Okay then. I'll pick it back up when I have the drive created. Well, F-Disk is recognizing as a 48,935 megabyte hard drive, which is fine. I'm not gonna mess with it or argue with it right now. So let's see. Enable large disk support. Yep, and you need the boot disk to format it. So F-Disk is on the CD, format is not. Okay. So I'm going to probably end up having to... Not sure. I'm going to have to scour the internet and try to find a format.com or a Windows 98 boot disk somewhere. See if I can dig up the format command. I know there's a way to do this without a boot disk, but it has been a while. Okay, created it, but it didn't set it as active. Okay. Format C, bad commander file name. Okay, I'm going to do some digging, see if I can find the format file in here somewhere. If not, I'm going to have to get a boot disk. Aha, it is in there. It's in the Win98 directory. Unconditional format, and we're going. So I'll let it take its sweet time to format and pick it back up for Windows 98 setup. After I finished... Do I have a mouse? Yeah, I have a mouse. After I finished the format, I ran a dir on the C drive, and all 120 gigs is showing up. So it shows there's 114,000 megabytes free, so don't know what the deal was, but all of it is there, present, accounted for, and usable. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to do custom install. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. I do want that, don't need that. Definitely don't need all that AOL crap. There it is. Add support for MSN, AOL, AT&T, WorldNet, Service, CompuServe, and Prodigy. Most of those I don't know are even still around anymore. Ooh, Web TV for Windows. I am going to throw backup on there though. Compression, no. Drive converter, no. I will use clipboard viewer. Let's see, multimedia. What's in multimedia? Sound scenes, sound schemes, and sample sounds. Okay, sure. What the heck? We'll throw those on there too. This system's not going to be on the internet, so I have no need for that. I don't need that. Yeah, we'll throw wallpaper and games, extra mouse pointers, screensavers. Okay. Now we can begin installing. And so when that is done copying the files over, I will be back. Okay, well, I had already prepared the drivers on their own CD, and that wasn't much, just a little bit of installation there to do. We have audio, and that's always a good sound. No matter how long it's been, no matter how many times, it's always a good sound when I hear it. Of course, the first things I'm going to do are going to be to remove the online crap off of here because I don't really have any care for it. Remember the days of clicking on my computer instead of having to go to the start menu. So on the C drive, use 345, 111 gig free. Now to test the primary reason that I put this together. Yep, that's right. So we're going to install this and see how that works. It's even going to make me install it. Doesn't look like it's going to even make me install it. Let's see here. No, register later. I'm going to have to do that, aren't I?
Groovy!
Somehow, though, I have the feeling that I am going to have to get a CD cable, because I don't think I have a CD audio cable. Now, let's see. Yep, I'll need a CD audio cable to do the CD audio crap. Now, I have to see if I can dig one of them up now. But it's working. Okay, let's go on and install some of my other games and Earthworm Jim is awesome. There's two more that I'll install before I close this video, and I won't spend a whole lot of time on them, but 3D Ultra Pinball, The Lost Continent, and then the big one that I really haven't played for many years. The game is not only educational, it's also hilarious and quite awesome. So I'm going to get those two installed tonight, and pinball is almost done. And then we'll have some fun here. No, I'm going to register later. Thank you, though. And we're going to launch it. Obviously it's not something I can play with one hand, but are you going to go full screen, or am I going to have to do that manually? There we go. Preferences. Okay, fine, whatever. There we go, now we're full screen. No sounds with it though. Well. Let's see. Thumbs are on. Everything is on, everything is up. Oh well, I'm not going to worry about it tonight. It'll work a lot better when I get my CD cable.
Type in your name.
For whatever reason, I had to reset the system to get sound back, so I may have to keep an eye on this. I may have to drop a sound card into it. And there it goes.
Dr. Brain has transferred too much of his intellect to Rathbone. We'll have to
He that ain't so smart can't learn nothing. Be taught.
And really, for the most part, it's all simple stuff, although it gets very difficult very quickly.
Now entering Pintoad.
It's just fun.
It's very, very important that we sort through these symbols. I would do it myself, but, well, I just had my nails buffed. Roman numerals. Elements.
Elements is usually what I play off of.
Francium. Radon. Radon. Actinium. Astatine. Plutonium. Radon. Francium. Radon. Plutonium. Astatine. Actinium. Francium. Radium. Astatine. Actinium. Radon. Polonium. Astatine. Astatine. Bismuth.
Yes. I know I messed that up.
Plutonium. Polonium. Bismuth. Bismuth. Actinium. Radium. Bismuth. Bismuth. Astatine. Radium. Francium. Radon. Radon. Radium. Actinium. Bismuth. Actinium. Polonium. Actinium. Radium. Polonium. Francium. Plutonium. Radium. Plutonium. Radium. Plutonium. Radium. Francium. Francium. Actinium. Actinium. Polonium. Actinium. Bismuth. Bismuth. Polonium. Polonium. Astatine. Astatine. Actinium. Polonium. Plutonium. Polonium. Radium. Francium. Radium. Francium. Radium. Polonium. Plutonium. Radium. Radium. Francium. Astatine. Actinium. Radon. Bismuth. Polonium. Astatine. Polonium. Polonium. Francium. You are so very wonderful. You are a bright one.
This section is now 5% complete.
Persistence builds character.
I thoroughly enjoy it and will spend a lot of time playing it.